My name is Dennis King, and I'm in long-term recovery. It means I haven't had a drink or drug since May 7th, 2011. Because of that, today I am a father, a son, a brother, a friend, an employee, and most of all, I'm reliable, which is something I was not a little over 10 years ago. Today we're going to talk about credit. You know, credit's a big word, right? The minute I hear credit, I think about, financial credit. But we're here today to talk about, who deserves the credit for my life today. And as I look back, I could start with, my parents. Um, they raised me. They did the best they could. I had a pretty good life. Didn't really want for nothing. Um, and I took the path I took, not because of them, but because of my choices. So I would say it starts with my parents. And then, and then the 35 years that I drank my drinking career, I deserve the credit for all that turmoil. There's no one's fault but my own of what happened with my life, and I chalked it up to bad luck and that no one cared about me. That's why all these tragic things happened to me. But it was because of the choices I made. So I'll take credit for all of that, and that's a pretty heavy burden. But through counseling and recovery coaching and just talking and self help, AA is my pathway to recovery. I'm okay with that. I'm not proud of my past, but I'm not ashamed of it anymore. Now who takes credit? Where does credit go for my sobriety, right? Well, my sobriety began in 2011, and at that point, the only person left in my corner was my brother, and he's been in recovery for some time, and he was there for me. He didn't enable me anymore. He did in the past, but he had to hold firm, and I'm glad he did. And then from there, the credit goes to the men's shelter I went to, right? I went to a men's shelter. And because of that men's shelter and waiting a month for my bed at St. Joe's, I was able to be humble and get some humility in my life. Then, of course, then I went to St. Joe's, so they get some credit too. They have a great program up at St. Joe's in Saranac Lake, and I learned about myself and I learned about my issues and then what makes Dennis tick and how I could help other people, help myself to help other people. And then, of course, I came to Plattsburgh, and the credit there in Plattsburgh goes to Twin Oaks Halfway House, and them accepting me into it and allowing me to be part of it. I went to Champlain Valley Family Center for outpatient treatment. There's some credit goes right there because they taught me a lot of coping skills and things and ways to handle life. Then, my credit for my career today goes to my CEO, Connie Willie. And, she was seeing something in me that I didn't see in myself. And, I really thought that I was going to live the rest of my life and just spend my money and collect my disability checks and just and be sober, but just not do anything else. And she saw, like I said, she saw something in me that I didn't see in myself, and she offered me a job, and that started my career, and that was a little over 8 years ago. And since then, I worked my way from recovery coach to being the director of the program. So there's that. And then I got my children back in 2014. And credit to there goes to, I guess, the legal system for believing in me and hearing my story and allowing them to come back into my life and raising them. Credit goes to myself for being there, but it goes to the people who supported me, and you had a lot of support when I got my children back. And that made one of the major support was once again my CEO Connie Willie and her husband Charlie, who took on like a parental role to me, and then like a grandparental role to my children, and that was pretty cool. That someone that really didn't know me that well was willing to take that chance and open their hearts to me. There's credit there. Then the credit goes to AA. You know, Bill Wilson, Dr. Bob, if they didn't make this program, I don't know if I'd be sober today. And there's some credit there. And then the credit goes on and on and on to the great people that I've had surrounded in my life, all the people that work with me and that provide me with support. I also owe some credit to my significant other, who is my first healthy relationship ever in my life, and she's the first person that I can see myself growing old with, and that's a pretty cool feeling. Relationships are hard because you have to deal with other people's defects of character, not just your own. But she's teaching me. She taught me patience. She taught me tolerance, and she taught me love. And there's some credit right there. And to sum it all up, for me, for this alcoholic and addict, I believe that the credit all goes to God, whom I call my higher power. And if He didn't guide me through this life, through my bad times and my good times, I wouldn't be standing here today. So that's where the credit goes for my life. Thank you.